Most of you have probably heard of the Great Reset, as well as Agenda 2021 and 2030. Such initiatives would die a quick death if people remembered their high school biology or chemistry classes. Understanding the basic fundamentals of everything is key. We are trying to get the message out, so please share this information. Go to our social media platforms and hit subscribe, like, and share. Much of the basis for the arguments to curtail so-called greenhouse gases revolve around carbon dioxide, as if it is a dangerous gas for human beings and other life. Actually, CO2 is necessary for the growth of all plant life. Plants, trees, vegetation, crops, everything that grows besides animals needs CO2 to survive. They take in CO2 and release oxygen as a byproduct. Without plant life and this process, we could not survive. We would have nothing to eat nor oxygen to breathe. It's a marvelous cycle, necessary for all life on Earth, vegetation or animal. If the level of CO2 is low for some reason, plants cannot survive any more than they can without water. Experiments have been run under greenhouse conditions, which show that when CO2 is increased, plant life increases dramatically. Yet our government is undertaking a project to take CO2 out of the atmosphere, liquefy it, and store it underground. This initiative is happening in the Midwest farm country. This will cause vegetation to decrease in health, growth, and productivity. As the removal of CO2 continues, most people will believe that it has something to do with the death of the earth and atmosphere, because 1, they do not remember their high school science instruction, or 2, are unaware that their own government is depleting CO2 from the air. This will cause many people to actually believe that the earth is dying when it is being destroyed by environmental policies worldwide. One of the policies Biden signed us back onto is the Paris Climate Agreement. Under this agreement, the United States pledged a reduction in CO2 emissions of 26 to 28% by 2025 from the 2005 baseline. The Paris Climate Agreement is just one of many foreign policies that the American people have not voted on, nor have their representatives in Congress voted on it. Yet the Biden administration is implementing its provisions. We are seeing the deliberate creation of famine by governments around the world in league with the Great Reset agenda. It is happening in Sri Lanka, the Netherlands, Ghana, South Africa, and elsewhere. For those who are paying attention, we are seeing the deliberate depopulation of human beings by government by following the environmental agenda. It is a deliberate agenda of a conspiracy to control the population of the earth, or what will be left of it. There are other programs being implemented which also have a bearing on the food supply, which are leading to programmed famine. We have to point these things out to people. It is not just the rising costs of food in the grocery store, it is the lack of product as well, the increasingly empty spaces and shelves we see during our weekly trips to shop for food. The story of what will happen to the Earth's population is just too fantastic for many people to believe. They just can't believe that the environmental agenda is as evil as it is. This is where satanic conspiracy comes in. We are dealing with very evil people. The word conspiracy is not a word that should go hand in hand with crazy. Conspiracy is simply defined as, quote, a secret plan by a group to do something unlawful or harmful, unquote. That is exactly what we are dealing with. Now, it is essential for the average person to understand what and who we are dealing with. As I stated at the beginning, much, if not all, the arguments used by the environmentalists would fall on deaf ears if people remembered their high school education. When addressing the issue with people, use the CO2 argument with them. Remind them of its vital importance to vegetation and the cycle of oxygen it produces. Once they agree, then the rest of the environmental program can be destroyed in their mind. At this point, you can lead them into reading more about the problem and its solution. In the process, get them involved. Educate them up to where they will want to join the John Birch Society and help form chapters in their local area. Only through organization of an educated people will these problems be solved. We've seen the results of political parties and superficial movements, and we have seen what they do to people who disagree with them, one at a time. If more people get involved, they will find it difficult to raid all of our homes. When people are ready, use the New American issue of September 12, 2022, with several articles on the environmental agenda. We also have the book, The UN's Agenda 2030, the Marxist Stealth Plan for World Government. Take heart. People are waking up and begging for answers. Give them to them, and then involve them in your local John Birch Society organization. Keep spreading the word by going to our social media platforms and hitting subscribe, like, and share. And remember, CO2 is necessary to life by first cycling through plant life to produce oxygen. Eliminating it from the atmosphere is dangerous.